Hey everybody, this is Mrs. Huber. I wanted to check in with you, and gosh, it's been a crazy week, right? With the weather and everything, but I want to get you started off with Module 2. A lot of you are working already, but in case it's helpful to you, I do want to give you just a little tour of the module so that you know about your work. I also want to give you a quick heads up that the assignment that's due on Sunday, the Is There a Match for You? For political parties. This is one of the longer assignments you'll have this semester, and it will take you a minimum of a full hour. It could take you up to 90 minutes because you will be doing some pretty intense reading for that one. Just intense, like more detailed than usual. So plan accordingly. If you don't set aside the time, you could find yourself like rushing, or it's super late and then that's stressful. So plan for that. So if you'll follow me here, I'll get started on the module. I'll explain your assignments and what is due. We're going to minimize that one. So Module 2 here for political parties and political beliefs. First rule of thumb, you have to be able to talk about and understand multiple perspectives. However, that being said, I understand that as we are expressing our own beliefs, that at times that can be a personal thing. So I will not ask you to really publicly state a lot of controversial topics. So your finished product, you will be creating your own political party. I will not be sharing that with other people. So you can feel free to really express, your own personal beliefs. I want to point out to you that you will have informational pages. So like this assignment and then Mod 2 page political spectrum. This is just some general reading. How much time you spend on those, it depends on your reading level and your level of comprehension. So if you can kind of skim and really get the content, that's great, good for you. That's the level of reading that you need to do. If you need more than that, like if you really need to sit down and spend time to understand it, then know that about yourself as a student and plan for that. The one must-have on that page is the video. You have to watch the video so that you understand what left and right means, and it also brings in stuff from other countries. The typology, results, and reflection, you will like this. It's all about you. It's just kind of testing where you're at right now. Are you more left? Are you more right? Are you in the center? I like this one because it doesn't just pen you very simplistically like left, right, center. There's nuances in there and it allows for that. So take the time to take a look at your own beliefs and see where you fit. This is that lengthier assignment. Left or right, which party is for you. This is where you will explore the platforms of major parties. So there are 4. These would be the 4 top polling parties in the United States: the Green Party, the Libertarian Party, I forgot the other one, the Republicans, and the Democrats. We need to go beyond Republicans and Democrats because there are other parties out there that are gaining momentum, and so I just want you to be familiar with who they are. This is a brief. Oh God, I love updates, right? This is a brief textbook assignment. In your learning profile, a lot of you are like, those textbook assignments are my least favorite. And I totally understand that. With an online class, it's really important that we just have like this strong foundation though, so like you have that knowledge base. And that is why I still have you do the textbook readings. I hope that you are finding them manageable. Your online textbook is pretty basic. This is a discussion board, and this is asking you guys to just skim through a Gallup article. So it's going to give you all kinds of numbers about what's happening with young people. Are they more liberal? Are they more conservative? And this overall trend of young people, more and more are saying like, I don't really like Republicans or Democrats, or I don't really like the political parties out there. So kind of why is that? What does that mean for our nation's future? And that's more just finding facts and trends that you find interesting. Your summative assignment, so this will be your first summative grade. This will be taking all this content that you know. Let's go ahead and click on that. And you are basically going to create a political party based on everything that you've learned. Very rarely do we encounter a political party where it's really exactly what we want. I, as a voter, I compromise when I vote because I like a little bit of that, a little bit of this, but there's rarely a candidate that fits all those things. So you can use whatever creative product you want. I think PowerPoint lends itself well for this because you can kind of section it, but really it's whatever you're comfortable with. And it has a list of requirements here. You have to have party name, a logo, that's an image or an icon, like the Nike swoosh would be an example of a logo, a slogan, a hashtag, a specific strategy to attract young voters. And I want you to state that specifically, like, in order to bring young people in, here's what we would do. You must write a party platform. And I do want it to have a layer of detail that I know that you have explored these ideas. You do not need to write a full essay for each one, but write to your level of interest. You can have any 10 core beliefs, but of the 10, a minimum of 6 must come from the core topics listed here, because these are the core topics that parties have to address today in elections. And I gave you an example here. So to submit this assignment, first of all, you'll create it, and then you'll either upload it as a PDF or as a PowerPoint file, or if you're making a website, which some of you are you can just do that quickly. I think that's a legitimate project as well. You can just give me your URL. Do test your URLs and make sure that the links work. Make sure it's not your edit link, because oftentimes students will send me their own personal edit link as opposed to a public one. And then if you're like, I'm not really sure what the end product looks like, I asked a former student if they would allow me to share, and this one is here too. So this is an example of a project that got a really good grade, but not necessarily 100. And I'm going to edit this assignment and give you guys a rubric just so you have specific criteria to work for. So anyway, please email me, message me if you have questions, but I encourage you to stay up to date on stuff and just stay engaged in the class. Hope you're enjoying it so far. And the Senate trial is going right now for impeachment. So if you want to watch that live, which I highly encourage, senate.gov is a great website, or C-SPAN. So anyway, hope you're doing well. Good to talk to you guys, and I will check in with you next week.